Hi folks, the good news is that NHS Test and Trace is working ever more efficiently. The bad news is that they've pinged me and I've got to self-isolate because somebody I was in contact with a few days ago has developed COVID. And it doesn't matter that we were all doing social distancing. It doesn't matter that I'm fit as a butcher's dog, feel great. So many people do in my circumstances. And actually, it doesn't matter that I've had the disease and I'm bursting with antibodies. We've got to interrupt the spread of the disease, and one of the ways we can do that now is by self-isolating for 14 days when you get contacted by NHS Test and Trace. And I do it with a high heart, full of optimism and confidence, because don't forget, we not only have this technique for interrupting the transmission of COVID, but we also now have two gigantic boxing gloves with which to wallop our foe into submission.
Enough, enough, enough. I cannot take this blithering, blathering idiot any longer. This is the guy that runs the United Kingdom. Why can't he just be serious? You know, we are going through one of the most pivotal, scary times in our lifetime. We've got 50,000 people in the UK that have already died. And let's be honest, it's probably nearer 70, 80,000, probably more. The government lie. They've lied throughout time, they'll carry on lying until, you know, the day we all die. This guy drives me mad, he really does. He got pinged a few days ago, okay? And we all know the NHS is doing an absolutely fantastic job in the UK. They're probably the only people in the government that actually are. But he sat down with MP Lee Anderson, and he next day came out, he got pinged, and they said, right, you've got to do 14 days in quarantine now. Now, he said, it's okay, I was social distancing. Does this look like social distancing? No. He wasn't wearing a mask, he wasn't 2 meters away, and now he's got to quarantine for 14 days while the whole of the UK is going back into lockdown again. Does lockdown even work? You know, we've been through it for now 8-9 months. We've got countries like Singapore that they've done it with the circuit breaker, and it's brilliant. They've now got like 1 case a day, if that. UK, you got to get it right. Come on. Drives me bonkers. Anyway, Elon Musk. Did you hear that he did 4 tests in a day when he had a bit of a cold, and they were 2 of them were negative and 2 of them were positive. Now, I know that he did the rapid tests, and because they're cheap, and you know, because he doesn't have enough money to do PCR tests. Think about those other people living in places that can't actually afford it. Now, PCR tests are much more reliable, and they are far more expensive, and they take far longer to do. By the time you actually got them through again, you know, there are cases, you've got 10 days between taking the test and getting the results. How many people caught it in between that time? We need to bring that time down, we need to make them cheaper. Anyway, brings me on to the vaccine. Who can even afford the vaccine? You know, Canada, one of the best countries in the world, they've bought over 4 billion vaccines, and they've said, you know what, we give it to our people, and then we're going to give it over to people that can't afford it around the world. And you know, I think that's freaking awesome, I really do. I just want to know, like, in countries like the Philippines, Indonesia, out in Asia, you know, it's where my heart is, who's going to be able to actually afford the vaccine, and when will it actually be administered, and who's going to get it first? Is it going to be the old people, the young people, you know, the rich, the famous? You know, I'm pretty sure it'll be the rich and the famous people out in these countries because they control everything. But shouldn't they be last? Anyway, one thing I do know is America. Who's going to look after America? America can't even look after themselves, can they? Let's be honest. Half of them believe in it, half of them don't, half of them are marching, and we are in a flux of state out there where, you know, no one knows what left hand's doing to the right hand, and I think they're in an absolute mess, and I don't see them getting any better, and I wish someone would just drop a cloud of vaccine over the country so they all just shut up. Thank you.